hardest thing for a racer to do is find a gain that they can count on. And when we tried the Nology hot wires, it gave us a consistent gain, which we probably shouldn't be talking about. All our competitors are watching. Right from the beginning, the very first dyno test, we found torque and horsepower, and racers are always suspicious when you find a gain. Good racers look at what other good racers are doing all the time, and I see the hot wires everywhere. Sometimes they try to disguise them. In Winston Cup, I saw several competitors who had tried to disguise the ground strap so that the other racers didn't know what they were doing. But anywhere when you have high cylinder loads, there's an advantage of consistent spark.
Yeah, it seems that the ignition system has lagged behind with all these developments of engine management, fuel injection, forced introduction, multiple valves. It seems like that the ignition system always been left behind. And it's great to meet a person like you that recognizes the benefit of high-performance ignition.
We're at Callaway Cars in Old Lyme, Connecticut, to evaluate a set of hot wires provided by Nology technology to see if it is in fact an improvement over the standard wire sets that we've been using for a number of years. Herb, how are we going to go about doing this?
Well, Bill, I guess what we'll do is put a motor on the dyno, we'll baseline it, find out what the horsepower levels will be, the torque levels, and we'll run it for a while, make that documentation, and we'll switch over to the Nology hot wires and see what performance increases we can find.
Results in front of me from the actual data that we received off the dyno, running the standard wires versus the hot wires, and I'm impressed. There is a noticeable difference in power, both in torque and in horsepower, from the hot wires. The reason that I'm impressed is that we have seen so many planes over the period of 22 years that we've been in business that have actually never shown a net result, that we're kind of skeptical when we go into these kind of programs, and we don't ever question the empirical data that we get. This is the real stuff. This is the real thing that means there is a significant difference from the standard wire to the hot wires. We probably will be using them now as standard fare in our Supernaturals and our LS1s, and it was a great opportunity to be able to look at the data, to make the direct comparison and see what a fine product this is.
I think we're done. We can go ahead and swap the wires out and see what the difference is. When installing the Nology wires, straightforward installation. I think the only difference might be the ground strap that's attached.
Wires are essentially a spark plug wire with a capacitor built into the wire, and the only visual difference is a ground strap coming from the wire that needs to be attached to the engine ground.
Our peak power is better, our average power is better. And looking from down here, from down low, the horsepower is better all the way up.
I mean, this is really interesting. I've never seen a set of spark plug wires and wires alone make this big of a difference.
There's definitely a difference.
It's like if I wasn't there to witness it, I wouldn't believe it. I mean, seriously, it's, for any spark plug wire, just a spark plug wire change. I mean, this is the simplest. I mean, it took less than an hour to do, man. It's just to see 10 foot-pounds of torque and 7 horsepower.